it's Min Ling from Brand Fame. I'm super excited that you are here and watching. Oops, I'm just on both Periscope and Facebook Live, coming to you to talk about the biggest mistake that I see new coaches make. And I want to share this with you because, you know, there's a lot of people entering the coaching industry and wanting to be new coaches and really desiring to have this financial freedom in their life because, you know, you see all those ads and you're like, oh, I want to go to Paris, or oh, that looks like such a great time, you know, sipping champagne or whatever, and all these luxurious photographs. Or you see people talk about, you know, how they went from making no money to making like 10K or 20K a month, right? So there's a definite allure of being a coach, whether it's a health coach, a business coach, or any other coach that's out there. But what I find is that a lot of people are making a couple crucial mistakes in the market when these first come out, and it's actually going to hurt your brand because a brand is really about the perception and the reputation that you have in the market. It's not the logos, the graphics, and all those things, all the visuals, which a lot of people think that's branding, but it really isn't. That's only a tiny piece of branding. The visuals are only a tiny piece of branding. But the fact is, you know, the biggest mistake that I see a lot of entrepreneurs make, especially in the coaching industry, is becoming a coach or sharing that you know an expertise or you're an expert in something when you're not really an expert. I see a lot of people that are out there that are saying that they're business coaches or weight loss coaches or whatever else, but they haven't done the work. They haven't gone the training. They haven't gone the skill set. I actually had a phone conversation with a woman not too long ago, and she was telling me that she wanted to be a success coach, helping entrepreneurs go ahead and start their own businesses, which is a great thing, right? Except she had zero experience in it. She was in another online program learning how to do this and build her own business, and yet she wanted to teach another person how to go ahead and build their business. And this is going to break your brand because what you do in the beginning, especially when you're first coming out in the marketplace, is going to matter. People are going to watch you, and if they don't trust you, if they don't see your own expertise, then how are they going to go ahead and, you know, buy anything from you? You're just going to be wasting time, energy, and money on things that won't sell because people won't trust you since you don't have that expertise. And then we had, you know, continued conversation about this, and she was mentioning that, okay, if she can't be a, you know, success coach, whatever, you know, that means, right? If she couldn't be a success coach, then she was going to go ahead and teach, you know, new people how to build an email list. And then I asked her, how many email lists or how many people do you have on your email list? And she told me 50. 50 people does not make her an expert. And what I'm trying to point out here, I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not saying anything that's wrong with like this person or anything like that. But the point is, the biggest mistake you can make is by putting out content or putting out stuff that you aren't necessarily the expert at doing. And when you do that, you already have this reputation in the marketplace that you might not be trustworthy. It's very hard to move out of this untrustworthy phase if you've already like put yourself in the market into a trustworthy phase. Because people are already, you know, wary of you. So if you constantly are trying to brand yourself as something that you don't have experience in, and you put yourself out there and people are like, okay, and find out that you don't have success in that area, they'll start not liking you and they won't trust and the new direction that you are creating for yourself when you decide to pivot or do something else. So you want to be mindful of the reputation that you have in the marketplace and treat it like gold, and because that is what makes your brand different and unique, and why people will buy from you versus the other person that's out there is because you have this reputation and you want to uphold that reputation. Another mistake that I see a lot of people make when they start out into, into the online space or becoming a new coach is that they are focused on making the sale versus building the relationship. I don't know how many times I've gotten messages, hey, do you want to buy my products? Or hey, like, I thought you might be interested in this, when we've never really talked. We've never had an interaction. So you want to think about your brand for the long term. You don't want to necessarily think of your brand as the quick sale or, having people just buy from you right away. Of course, we want to make money in our business, but building a brand is all about building the relationship. It's about building the trust. And if you ask for the sale too early, or if you haven't built up enough trust yet, or you're trying to, sell something and you're just messaging people and inboxing people and Facebook messaging people, then it's going to be really, really hard for you to build that reputation, to build the perception that you actually can help them, because you haven't built up that relationship and that relatedness. And when you miss these key things, your business is not going to do well at all, because people will see you as untrustworthy. They'll also see that you just want to make money and you don't really care about them, and that's not the reputation that you want to put out in the marketplace. You got to be very careful of how people perceive you. You want to think about what you want people to say about you, what you want people to think about you when you're not in the room, when they're telling friends. You want people to be like, oh, Min Ling, she's so great. She's giving me so much value. You should go ahead and, look at her stuff because it's good. That's the type of reputation that you want to build. You don't want to have somebody be like, oh, so-and-so is not so good. They don't know what they're talking about. They're trying to sell me something that they're not an expert in, or they're trying to sell to me right away. And that doesn't work. So when you're a new entrepreneur in the market, you really got to protect your reputation more than anything else, because that is what you own. You own your reputation, and if you set off on the wrong foot, if you try to make a sale too early without building the relationship, if you try to go into an area of expertise that you're not an expert in and haven't had years of experience or success with, then you're going to basically fail in your business. And I'm just telling you the truth right now, because I'm tired of seeing a lot of people struggle with their business and struggle in actually getting any kind of results, because what they're doing is not putting their best foot forward. They're not, going after what they're good at. They're going after what they think will make money. And so you got to really mind this. And just because, you've read something or you watch somebody do it, it doesn't replace practical application. The reason why I feel so confident about teaching branding and talking about branding is because I have years of experience in branding. I worked in corporate America. I worked on major brands such as Lean Cuisine and Nestle Toll House. I've consulted for other multi-billion-dollar companies such as Toyota, UBM, Sumitomo. So I've been around branding for a while, and I know what branding really is, and it is about your reputation. And so when you don't have that experience, you won't sound as confident, and the person at the other side will definitely feel that when you're having conversations or you're putting out stuff. And it's really important for you to go ahead and make sure that you protect that reputation. Start with something that you know. Start with something that you've done before millions of times. Start with something that you feel like you're an expert at. When you start there, you're going to be in alignment because you'll be confident about teaching whatever it is that you are really good at. And then from there, you can build your, email list, you can build your reputation, you can build your clientele. And when you start to build that, then you can start charging higher prices. Then you can go ahead and start branching out in different directions. But until you do these pieces, it's going to be very, very hard for somebody to trust you, to like you, to want to work with you, to even buy from you. So you got to build up this trust. You got to go out there and build your reputation the right way. And so that's what I want to share with you today. I also have a training if you're interested in finding more about how to find your it factor and how to figure out what that one area of specialties that you can go ahead and sell and be an expert at. I have a free training. It's called Discover Your Brand It Factor and Make Bank in Your Business. And you can go to brandfameschool.com/it factor. I almost said a different URL, so it's brandfameschool.com/it factor, and go ahead and sign up for this free training. And in this training, I'll walk you through what it takes to find your it factor. And then if you want to also have a conversation with me, you want to learn from me, I'm also giving complimentary calls. So if you sign up, you can also have a call with me to help you, help you figure out what's going on in your business.